Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our regularly scheduled City Council Indio Water Authority Successor Agency meeting for Wednesday, December 4th, 2024. We will start with call to order, and the City Clerk will note the members present, and then move on to item number 2, public comments for items not on the agenda. This is the time set aside for any member of the audience wishing to address the body to please step forward, fill out a request to speak form, and we'd be happy to hear from you. Seeing no one in the audience and no request to speak forms at the desk of the clerk, we will move on to item number 3, which is to adjourn to closed session to consider one item, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation pursuant to paragraph 2 of subdivision D of section 54956.9 in regards to AQUEOUS film forming foams products liability litigation, USDC District of South Carolina, case number 2.18 MN 2873. Thank you.
wait a couple seconds. Video.
Talking to you, not me. I ain't going there.
Oh. Good evening, everyone. We're going to get started with our meeting. If you just settle down, we're just waiting for our city clerk to be ready. Thank you. This is the regularly scheduled City Council, Indio Water Authority Successor Agency for Wednesday, December 4th, 2024. We will start with the call to order and roll call. City Clerk.
Councilmember Ortiz.
Present.
Councilmember Furman.
Present.
Councilmember Holmes. Present. Mayor Pro Tem Miller. And Mayor Ramos Amith.
Present. Thank you. At this time, we would like to invite a special guest for our invocation, Chaplain Stephen Sloat from CV Christian Church.
Please bow with me in prayer. Almighty and gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for your presence here with us. And we thank you for the things that are taking place tonight, and the swearing in of those who are serving us. Lord, we pray for Councilman Ben Guitron and Glenn Miller, for Treasurer Rob Rockwell, and for City Clerk Cynthia Hernandez. Lord, they have committed themselves to serve the people of Indio. We pray that you would guide and direct them in their every decision. We pray that you would give them wisdom and integrity to always do what they believe is right. We pray that you would bless them and this ceremony as they are sworn in and the meeting to follow. We pray for the people gathered here, and we pray for your blessing upon them and your continued blessing upon the city of Indio. Lord, we ask all these things in your great and glorious name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain, for being with us this evening. Our next item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. We have a special guest who will be joining us, Miss Paris Meadow Furman from Oliphant Elementary. Would you like to come up to the podium? Hi, Paris.
Hi.
I'm going to read a little bit about you because not everybody knows how special you are, okay? So Paris is kind and sweet third grade student who always brings a positive attitude to school. She enjoys learning new things and is always eager to help others. Her warm and friendly personality makes her a wonderful friend to her classmates and brings a special light to the classroom. That's just so wonderful. And we want to thank you for being here with us. Now, I don't always do this, but I have a little poem that I like to say before we Pledge of Allegiance. So I'm going to say it real quick, and then afterwards we're going to follow you in the Pledge of Allegiance, okay? So the little poem goes, from sea to shining sea, all across this great land of liberty, we hold our heads up high and watch the stars and stripes go by. Long may she wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave. We're ready when you are.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Oh, I see somebody has, oh, wait a minute. Councilmember Furman, what are you doing down there? You didn't ask to leave your seat. Do you have a hall pass?
Well, I apologize, Mayor, but I took orders from my 8-year-old that I would join her.
Okay.
That I would join her for the pledge, and so I'm very proud of my little 8-year-old, and I think this is another historical moment in the Indio family as we continue to pass down these chapters in our community. So thank you for having Paris here. And
We really appreciate it.
And we love for you to come down and join us for a photo as well.
Oh, okay, well, we have a special gift. Do you want to give that to her?
Absolutely. There you go.
Thank you. Our next item on the agenda will be City Attorney Report on Closed Session. Mr. Graham?
Thank you, Mayor. The City Council gave settlement direction on the only item on closed session by a vote of 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on our agenda, item number 5, City Council items. Our first item will be the rotation of mayor and mayor pro tem. There's a staff report, but I don't think we really need to read it, do we?
No.
We all know who's next in line. And I don't remember, is this the 4th or the 5th time I've passed it on to you?
4th.
The 4th time, okay. And each time that I've passed the gavel on to you, I've tried to read my poem about it, and I've always tried to do it from memory, and of course I've messed it up. So this time I'm going to do it
Okay.
by reading it. So you know how important this thing is. So with a steady hand, the gavel is passed, a symbol of service built to last. No weight of ego, no lust for might. It wields but order, seeks no fight. A voice of calm, a guide through storm. It strikes a beacon, a measured norm. Not for glory, not for fame, but for the people, its noble aim. To hold it firm is to humbly lead, to nurture trust, not sow with greed. It shapes no crown, no tyrant's throne. Its power shared, not ever owned. So when it moves to the next in line, a pact is sealed, a gift divine, a promise kept, respect renewed. The gavel's grace is service true.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. With that, now we have an opportunity to say a few words about you. And City Manager, do we have a few other individuals that are here, I believe, with other proclamations and that also? Are we going to be doing that at the same time? Yes. So we would be better off coming on down to the front so that we can invite them down too. But this is a time that we're going to be able to honor Lupe for her 20-plus years of service to the city of Indio, her continued support and love for this community. I can only say a couple words about it, Lupe. I mean, you've been an inspiration to a lot of individuals here. This city is a better place to live because of you. You and previous councils that had the wisdom to continue on with the vision for downtown, the vision for this city as a whole. And we want to thank you on behalf of the City Council and myself for all that you have done, and enjoy your time with Gad. I see he's over here and your family, and so job well done.
Thank you.
And so if we could all go down and then we'll give some presentations and some gifts. Let's give her a round of applause for 20-some years. We have a few gifts. We all ready? Lupe, I'm sure you have quite a few of these. This is a special one here. The City of Indio, for the mayor for 2023-24. Thank you for your leadership, your continued inspiration, and all you do, your commitment. A beautiful gavel to add to her other ones, but you know, this is something you've earned and deserve. On behalf of the City Council, myself, thank you for all you do, and here's a beautiful symbol of your leadership, so thank you very much.
I got to pick this one out.
Yes, you did.
Thank you all.
Take this. I'll
Okay.
take this for you.
It's just a tradition, a symbol of gratitude on behalf of my colleagues, staff, and the community for the service of being the mayor for a year. And I remember my first time I got it, it's just a tiny little wooden plaque with a tiny little wooden gavel. And I thought, that's so cute. And then each year I was surprised with a different gavel and a different gavel. I got a beautiful crystal gavel. And what are the other ones? A gold one, a bronze one, I don't know. And now I have a beautiful ebony one. So I want to thank you all. This is really something that will be with me for the rest of my life. The one thing that was given to me when I became an elected official was I became Honorable Lupe Ramos. And that's something that will be never taken away from me. So I want to thank all of you for giving me that opportunity to serve this community, the one that I've loved for over 6 decades. Thank you all.
First of all, I just want to say it's been an honor to serve with you, and we know you're not going anywhere. You are a captain and a champion for the city of Indio, so just want to thank you for your service, and also thank your family for lending you to this community for a number of years. And you're so important that there's folks from all over our valley that are here that I want to introduce. We have a council member from the Quinta, John Pena's here. We have a College of the Desert Board of Trustees, Ruben Perez is here. And we have our 4th District County Supervisor, V. Manuel Perez is here. And you have a host of family and friends that are here to come and celebrate you. So I want to read this proclamation. It's long, it has a lot of accomplishments, but they mean a lot, and you need to hear them because she's been at this for a long time and doing this city and this valley a lot of great work. So this proclamation is in recognition for Lupe Ramos Amith in honor of her extraordinary contributions to the city of Indio. Whereas Lupe Ramos Amith, born and raised in Indio, California, was first elected to the city council in 2004. Nearly 2 decades of leadership, service, and vision to the growth and revitalization of our beloved city, making history as the first Latina to serve as both mayor and council member in the 75-year history of the city of Indio. And whereas throughout her tenure as council member, Lupe Ramos Amith was elected to serve multiple terms as mayor from 2007 to 2008, 2010 to 2011, 2014 to 2015, 2018 to 2019, and 2023 to 2020. Unparalleled commitment to her community and effectively leading Indio through periods of growth, challenge, and change. Whereas throughout her distinguished career, Councilmember Ramos Amith has championed revolutionary projects and notable accomplishments that have profoundly impacted the residents of Indio and the Coachella Valley. And I will now pass it on to my colleague to go through some of those accomplishments.
Some of the accomplishments are the establishment of the Benoit Detention Center, the development of the College of the Desert Eastern Campus, the creation of the first commercial center on the north side of Indio, the initiation of the first housing project on the north side, founding the Coachella Valley Association of Governments Regional Homelessness Committee and serving as its first chair, leading the creation of the Regional Convention Visitors Bureau, opening Roy's Desert Resource Center for the Western Valley, ensuring the retention of the Indio Municipal Golf Course, securing a long-term lease with Golden Voice Concerts, advocating for the Jefferson, Monroe, and Jackson interchanges, securing $80 million in funding for the CV Link project, expanding the city's park system, securing $10 million in funding for the UC Riverside Medical Program, suggesting the rerouting of the first China flight to a safe site during the COVID-19 pandemic, integrating the Regional Water Resource Board with Coachella Valley Water District, serving on the Imperial Irrigation District Energy Consumers Advisory Board, induction into the College of the Desert Alumni Hall of Fame, leading the Indio Water Authority Water System Delivery Looping Initiative, advocating for permanent revenue sources to reinvest in the community, improving facilities for public safety personnel, advancing the Loma Linda Clinic project, strengthening relations with local tribal communities, expanding homelessness services and facilities throughout the city, enhancing the city's public image through advocacy for truth and transparency, and representing the region as homelessness spokesperson at the Columbia Business School. Whereas Councilmember Ramos Amith's visionary leadership, tireless advocacy for her community, and unwavering dedication have left an indelible mark on Indio, fostering a legacy of progress, inclusivity, and innovation. And whereas her leadership has set a high standard for public service, inspiring generations of public servants and community leaders to follow in her first footsteps. Now therefore be it resolved that I, oh, sorry, this is for the mayor. Okay. Said that us as the city, Indio City Council, in recognition of Lupe Ramos Amith's extraordinary service and her contributions to the betterment of Indio and the Coachella Valley, do hereby extend our deepest gratitude and admiration for her remarkable leadership, lasting achievements, and lifelong dedication to her community. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. I remember when I first came on board, you have been such a mentor and an inspiration to me. I had just come to Indio in 2004, and when I became a council member, you spent countless hours working with me, guiding me, mentoring me, and I know that what was so important is the advancement of other women into political fields and other offices. That was a passion of yours, and I remember the countless lunches and dinners and encouragement that you gave all of us across the valley. There are people in offices across the valley that are there because of you and because of your inspiration, and for that I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because what you provided was life-changing. So thank you very, very much. You're going to have a I think we have Indio pajamas, don't we? Yes.
While our supervisor makes his way down, I just want to recognize that she also has a certificate of recognition from our senator, Steve Padilla, who couldn't be here tonight, but he also recognizes her as well.
Un abrazo.
We matched today. Yes, we did. Color coordinated.
You know, let me stand over here to the side. I had the pleasure of meeting Lupe some time ago when I first started my political career. And I think at the time, Lupe was actually working for Mary Bono, and as well with Brian Estandi, and even Mark Trost, I believe. And I'll tell you, I didn't realize, who Lupe was at the time, because I was fairly young, if you will, and just trying to figure things out as to where I was going to end up. I just knew I wanted to come back to my community. But over the course of time, I'll tell you, Lupe was one of the individuals that actually opened up her heart, her arms, her way of being to me. Mind you, I have to say this, Republican, Democrat. She was the only Republican that endorsed me. And she had her reasons why. And at the end of the day, I was able to win that seat back in 2008. I've never forgot that. And to this day, I cherish that. And I cherish that friendship. Because it was more than politica. It was a way of life. And I think a lot of you here that grew up in the area know what I'm talking about. Some of you that have moved here, that have been here for maybe decades, understand that. But those of us that grew up here, it's more than a calling. It's who we are. We live it. We love it. And without that, you know, we don't have a reason to exist, if you will. It's our mission. It's our purpose. Lupe did not have it easy growing up. And I think that's another reason why I feel there's a lot of similarities between us. She had a tough life growing up, but she survived. Through all the sacrifices, she made it happen. She got through it all. And who would have known, Lupe? I mean, you probably weren't even thinking about this back in the day when you were maybe an 8th grader, 7th grader, going through the that you would end up in this situation right here, right now. That you would one day become a council member for the city of Indio, the city that you love, the city that you grew up in. And then one day become the mayor, 4, 5, 6 times? That means a lot, folks. And honestly, that is beyond partisan politics. That's the love for humanity. That's the love for your city. That's the love for the people that you're around, you surround yourself with. Es part of la familia. So, Lupe, muchas gracias por todo lo que has hecho. Thank you for everything that you've done. And, you know, really, at the end of the day, just being good to me. Just being nice. Believe me, sometimes that goes a long way. A hug? Believe me. A hug. Un besito de al lado right here. A smile. It goes a long way. Because you know what? More often than not, everyone that's involved in policy and politics, and staff as well, get this, because you take the hits too. It can get painful. It can get painful. But at the end of the day, we realize why we're here. And I've always been inspired, and you've honored me. Y muchas gracias, Lupe, por todo lo que has hecho.
I'm not going anywhere. I just wanted to say 2 last thoughts that I had as I was listening to the comments being made. I did feel like the bus driver 20 years ago. I felt like I was the only one, and along the way I picked up other people and put them in my bus, like Manny and a lot of the ladies across our valley. Then I picked up Raymond and put him in my bus. And I just kept building this bus of positive, you know, attitude, move forward, move things forward to make a better community. And that's really what it's all about. We are a family, and I've enjoyed being a part of this family, this team. I want to thank you all. And lastly, I think the most proud, the one item that I'm the most proud of is the work on the city's image that I fought for, because 20 years ago, anybody mentioned Indio outside of Indio, you'd say, ooh, Indio? And now you talk about Indio, and you know, this plaque is a great example of it. Everybody's like, wow, Indio. And that happened over a 20-year period of time because we didn't sit back. We just kept going forward with the positive message, and that's what got us where we are today, all of us. So thank you all for being here today.
Give a round of applause. God bless you and Gad. Enjoy. And we're going to go in a 10-minute recess. You can speak to Lupe and that, and then we'll be able to go. We're going to get a quick picture, I see. Hello, everyone. We're going to call the meeting back to order. The next item on the agenda is the city clerk items. I'm going to take this over to Ms. Sanchez, our city clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. So for this next item, it's the certification of the election. On November 5th, the City of Indio held the general election in conjunction with the County of Riverside election activities. The City of Indio had 4 elective offices on the ballot, 2 city council seats for District 1 and 5, 1 at-large seat for city clerk, and 1 at-large seat for city treasurer. The election results were certified on December the 3rd by the county with the following outcomes. Glenn Miller was reelected as council member for District 1, receiving 6,959 votes, or 100%. Benjamin Guitron IV was elected as council member for District 5 with 3,879 votes, or 59.90%. Cynthia Hernandez was reelected as city clerk, earning 17,279 votes, or 66% and 66.28%. And Rob Rockwell was elected as city treasurer, securing 23,138 votes, or 100%. Tonight, staff recommends that the City Council adopt resolution number 10471, excuse me, officially certifying the election results as reported. That concludes my report. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Cynthia. Do we have any questions on that, or do we have a motion?
I'd love to make a motion on that.
We have first by Councilmember Furman. We have a second?
I'll second.
And Councilmember Ortiz. Are we going to do a roll call vote, or are we going to actually do the machine?
Let's roll call, please. Councilmember Benjamin Guitron.
Aye.
Councilmember Ortiz.
Yes.
Councilmember Furman.
Aye.
Councilmember Holmes.
Aye.
And Mayor Miller.
Aye. Passes
Motion
unanimously. Congratulations, everyone. Now we'll move on to item 6.2 is the oath of office for the incoming elected officials. Ms. Sanchez?
Yes,
All right,
Mayor.
we have
So
Cynthia.
at this time, we will have City Clerk Hernandez administer the oath of office to the newly elected officials, beginning with Mayor Glenn Miller, followed by Councilmember-elect Benjamin Guitron IV, and City Treasurer Rob Rockwell. Afterwards, Mayor Miller will swear in City Clerk Cynthia Hernandez.
Okay, I'm going to start with I and state your name. Say I.
I, Glenn Miller,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservations
or purpose of evasion,
purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties I am about to enter.
discharge the duties I'm about to enter. Thank you.
I've seen you. You're so busy. Okay, we start out with say I and do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties I am about to enter.
discharge the duties that I'm about to enter. Cynthia said I had to say something. Glenn Miller tell me say it short. I am humbly overwhelmed. I am very proud of representing this city that I love. And I will do my best to continue to do what I've been doing for 40 years. And I am very honored. My family, supported my wife Norma, my kids, relatives, friends that acted like parents at times. So everybody wanted to be a leader and a parent, and I have the two stooges of Costa and Pena over there. But everybody here has a piece of experience that I have with you. Best friends since I was kids, Ron Fifield, Albert Keck. There's a whole slew of people here. Kids that I've seen since they're young, Doug Haynes, a couple of others, and people that I've gotten to know. And thank you so much for your support. I will do my best not to let you down and be faithful, hardworking, and give the best for a better Indio. Thank you.
Start by saying I and state your name.
I, Rob Rockwell,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will
well
and faithfully discharge the duties I am about to enter.
discharge the duties I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Are you ready?
I am.
Raise your right hand.
Just practiced it like 3 times.
Right. Raise your right hand. The oath of office. I
Cynthia Hernandez,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
and I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservations
without any mental reservations
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully discharge
and discharge
the duties I am about to enter.
the duties I'm about to enter.
There you go. How many times?
I was right up with Lupe.
All right.
Rob didn't want to say anything. I told him he had to, but he chose not to. But anyways, I want to take just a brief moment to say thank you to all of those who supported us, me in particular, and my speech. I know it's an honor for me to serve you, and I know it's a privilege. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. And I also want to talk to mi raza. Muchas gracias por su apoyo. Todos los ciudadanos de la ciudad de Indio, se lo agradezco mucho de todo corazón. Es un honor para mí y yo sé que es un privilegio. Muchas gracias y que viva India.
Thank you, Cindy. And on behalf of all the city council members, the new ones and the ones here, and our staff, it is our privilege to serve you. We work for you, and thank you for your continued support of our city. Because of you, you all make it a better place and a great place to live. So thank you. God bless you, and let's get on with the meeting. I just think I remember to raise my right hand.
I don't remember if you did or not.
Yeah. She didn't say anything. I don't even think I did.
Gracias, Joe.
Hey, you never mind you to learn.
Ready? We're going to call the meeting back to order. If we could have roll call, please.
Councilmember Benjamin Guitron the fourth.
Present.
Councilmember Oscar Ortiz.
Present.
Councilmember Wayman Furman.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Elaine Holmes.
Present.
And Mayor Glenn Miller.
Present. Thank you very much. With that, we'll move on to our next item. We have back down to presentations. The first one we have, it's 9.1, is the proclamation for the retirement of Mr. Carl S. Morgan, our Economic Development Director. And if you'd like to come up, Carl, and I'd like to have the rest of the council come down, and say a few words, and the city manager also, who worked with him so much. So. Let me get over on this side. Yeah, if you can. So we're here to honor this man who, if you haven't been around Indio and you haven't seen it, and I'm sure that you've seen the growth, he is the reason, along with our great staff, that we are seeing the economic from what it was, our downtown corridor, everything you see in economic development. This gentleman put his heart and soul in, along with his staff, to make sure that Indio went to the next level. We've been only dreaming about working on the downtown area, and his expertise in other areas from Long Beach and San Diego and wherever he's worked has been such a success. We had to have him here in Indio. We brought him here, and you can see the success we've had and we're having now. And Carl, we wouldn't do it without you. We appreciate all you've done. We continue to know that you're going to support us, but job well done. Thank you for everything you've done, and congratulations on your retirement.
You go first, or? Well, the mayor said he didn't bring his glasses, so he assigned me to be the professional reader. But I want to echo what Mayor Miller just said. In fact, we're honoring tonight 2 local government professionals that served 40 years or more their communities. Carl Morgan started serving with the city of Glendora, Long Beach, Loma Linda, and now for almost 9 years serving the city of Indio. I call Carl the charmer. Because that's certainly what he does is he goes out and tries to bring in the businesses and the growth that really feeds every budget, police and fire, all that goes on that makes our community a better place. So I don't know if there's any way to say thank you because the legacy will continue. And we'll say thank you in 10 years, 5 years, 25 years because of all that you've done. But let me read this quickly. Mr. Morgan, a seasoned economic development and redevelopment professional with his service in, seasoned's better than old, Glendora, Long Beach, Loma Linda. He has served as the CEO of an economic development corporation, collaborating with 9 cities and 17 unincorporated communities in North San Diego County. Extensive private sector experience as well as his experience in the public sector. Mr. Morgan has served as a pivotal force for the change in Indio since July of 2016. And I have quoted in this that great things have happened in Indio, and so much of that has been through Carl's personal efforts and leadership. Under Mr. Morgan's guidance, downtown Indio has undergone a remarkable transformation with 30 new projects and over $350 million in public and private investment. His tenure has been successful in establishment of several auto dealerships at the I-10 Auto Mall, 3 new hotels in North Indio, all significantly enhancing the sales tax and the transit occupant tax that again fuels the budget and the benefit of our residents. Mr. Morgan and his economic development team have brought in 30 new retailers and restaurants to the North Indio Freeway commercial shopping centers, and then 10 others that are currently under construction. Carl leaves a lasting legacy of excellence in economic development, alongside a strong succession plan and an outstanding team ready to continue driving progress in our community. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind. Thank you for your kind words. I really appreciate that. I've been blessed to do what I do for 40 years, and I love the job. I love the people here. This has been the best city I've worked for, and absolutely the best city council. You've been incredibly supportive. Thank you for that. To my wife, Sherry, my best friend, my partner, thank you for always being my rock and being there to support me. I appreciate that. And, you know, the council's vision and leadership and unwavering support of economic development in this community has been just a blessing. And they have really been the stalwart force in this community. I've watched them go through, and Brian is my third city manager. So, but Brian is my best city manager. Yeah. So thank you all. I really can't say anything other than I've just had a great time here, but all good things come to an end. I know Brian doesn't like surprises, but I have a surprise for Brian. Yeah. So, Brian, you've been my cheerleader, my champion, my confidant, and the progress we've made in this city since absolutely amazing. And you are our orchestra conductor, and I wanted to give you an official baton in recognition of all the beautiful music, the GSD, that you have conducted, and you have been the catalyst and driving force in this city, and I will truly miss you, my friend. No, it's not to head people with. It's. And in closing, I just want to say thank you to my colleagues and the 300 plus employees here in this city, the men and women of Team Indio, and for their support of economic development, because without your support, none of this would have happened. So thank you.
And that's why I let you speak, read the proclamation. But let's get a picture. But we also have a presentation from the Mayor Pro Tem would like to say a couple words, and then we have a presentation from Dr. Raul Ruiz that Wayman Furman will give you.
Thank you. Hello. Yeah, I remember sitting in the meeting, and we were talking at that point. Councilmember Lupe Ramos Amith told the city manager, we need to get out there and go out and find the best economic development person, no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes. And you appeared, and you came on board to the city of Indio. We've been through a lot. We've been through it all, and just look at what has happened in this city. Thank you, Carl, for your dedication, your drive, and just continually moving things forward. I do appreciate that. You know that. I do. Very, very much. Thank you.
Before I give this presentation on behalf of Dr. Raul Ruiz, I just want to say thank you, Carl. You know, I came into this position very, very green, and our city manager has an amazing staff. And if you walk through City Hall, those doors are open. And I often stop in Carl's office, whether we're talking about development, if we're talking about our family, if we're talking about the holidays, his door was always open for me to learn something. And like the city manager mentioned, your legacy is going to live on, because as this certificate says, and that proclamation says, over $350 million in investment that you worked on in the city, including the expansion of the I-10 Auto Mall and our new hotels north of the freeway and countless projects you've worked on. You deserve all the praise you get today. We appreciate you. We're still going to be calling you, and thank you for everything. So on behalf of the 25th Congressional District, Dr. Raul Ruiz says thank you for your extraordinary commitment to the city and its residents. And like we mentioned already, your legacy will forever be felt for years to come. So thank you.
All I can say is I remember when Carl came to the city. At that time, it was Dan Martinez. And we said, who is this fella? And then Rudy Acosta vouched for you. He said, you're a good guy. Well, you turned out to be a good guy. So, but it's greatly appreciated to this point, and your dedication, your nice sense of humor to keep the conversation going, and your candor is always welcome. So I think we can say that you leave it a better place, and that's what you try to do. You work hard, you leave it better than you found it. And you definitely put that shoe print there for Indio to know that Carl Morgan was here. Thank you.
Carl, I just want to say thank you for your strong commitment to our city. We see it in all these projects that are coming along. We hear it from our community all the time that, you know, they love seeing downtown alive again. They love seeing all the new businesses, the new hotels, and we just really, really appreciate all of your hard work. We've learned so much from you, and you've also helped build up a team to take over after you, which we really appreciate, so we can keep the momentum going and keep your dreams and our dreams alive here in the city of Indio, and we just really appreciate all your hard work. Thank you.
Thank you. Get a picture. Ben, 40 years is just a start. We'll welcome you on the city council. You're my friend. But thank you on behalf of myself, my family, the city council, our staff, and our residents for 40 great years and so many more to come. Thank you, my friend, for dedicating it. And Norma, thank you for allowing us to spend time with him, to dedicate your time with him and us. And Ben, we look forward to many great things. So God bless you, my friend, and look forward to work with you on the city council. And I'm going to let it go up and around, and then we'll end with Wayman.
You're absolutely right, Mayor. Anytime that phone, I had a call or I had an issue or I had a concern, you're on the other end. And in addition to helping me take care of the issue, there was always a lesson to be learned. I learned a lot about the city of Indio through you. 4 years is an amazing feat, and I thank you for that dedication and look forward to the dedication and working with you and staff.
Thank you, Ben, for all of your hard work, for your 40 years of commitment here for the city of Indio. I really enjoy, you know, when you talk to Ben, you hear the compassion in his voice when he's talking about issues here in the city. And he knows so much about every neighborhood and every big family in our city and all the history that's happened here within our community. And I'm really excited to have that perspective here on our city council, somebody who cares so much about our community and knows so much really, you know, really deep connections with our community members. And I think that's going to be extremely helpful for us here. And we're just really happy to keep you here. Even after retirement, we can be able to keep having your deep knowledge here of our community in order to help us move forward in the best direction. So thank you again for all your hard work for the past 40 years. And thank you also for committing yourself to the city council.
Well, 43 years of service, Mr. Guitron. Congratulations. A lot of us know Ben for a lot of years. I think I first met Ben when I was in elementary school, and then had some dealings with him in high school. And then when I got elected, I got the 3-hour conversation on the phone. But it's all greatly appreciated. Indio's a family, and Ben's been here for how many generations?
1919.
1919, so we'll call it 4 generations, and he's still serving our city, so that speaks volumes, and he has a lot of pride in his last name, and he has a lot of pride and compassion and commitment for the city of Indio, and I'll tell you how I know that, because as a council member, we receive a lot of calls, and a lot of times they'll say, wait a minute, I spoke to Ben already. I'm like, okay, well, we'll make it happen. So we appreciate your service, and we'll welcome you to our council. So I want to read this proclamation. It's lengthy, but it's well-deserving because he's put a lot of hours and commitment. And so it says, whereas Police Administrative Officer Benjamin Ben Guitron IV has proudly honored a lifelong promise to his late parents, Benjamin Guitron II and Virginia Guitron, by dedicating over 43 years of service to the community of Indio, beginning as a volunteer cadet in 1981 and later being hired as a full-time in September of '85. Whereas throughout his tenure with Indio Police Department, Mr. Guitron has held several key roles, including Community Service Officer, Police Administrative Officer, making significant contributions to both Special Services Division and the Administrative Service Division. And whereas Mr. Guitron has been instrumental in overseeing the Office of Community Safety, acting as a vital liaison and resource to businesses, educational institutions, governmental agencies, and community organizations throughout the city of Indio, while also serving as the Public Information Officer for Indio Police Department. Whereas in his leadership capacity, Mr. Guitron has successfully guided the department's volunteer programs, including Citizen Helping Indio Police Department, also known as CHIPS, the cadet program for youth aged 14 through 21, and all of which have proven to be valuable resources to the community. And whereas Mr. Guitron has generously served as key resource to numerous organizations across the Coachella Valley, including Volunteers in Medicine, the Desert Recreation District, Coachella Valley History Museum, and Coachella Valley Mosquito Vector Control District, amongst others. Whereas Mr. Guitron has been a trusted point of contact for the Coachella Valley Community Trust Collaborative, formerly known as the Indio Youth Task Force. This collaborative organization works tirelessly to build community partnerships and create opportunities for youth through activities such as sports, music, arts, education, after-school and summer programs, while also providing proactive public safety experiences throughout the Indio Police Cadet Program. Whereas through his dedication, reliability, adaptability, and resourcefulness, Benjamin Guitron has earned the deep respect, admiration, and affection of his colleagues, community partners, and all those fortunate to work alongside him. Whereas on February 10th, 1990, Benjamin Guitron married his beloved wife, Norma Guitron, whose unwavering love and admiration continue to be a profound source of strength and pride for him. He is the proud father of 3 children, Catherine, Nicholas, and Jonathan, who are deeply inspired by the accomplishments and wish publicly declared. We are beyond proud of you, and we love you, Dad. And whereas Mr. Guitron has embraced the role of loving grandfather to 4 cherished granddaughters, Sophia, Camila, Kyra, and Kayla, who's lovingly expressed, we love you, Tata. And whereas Mr. Guitron source of support throughout the distinguished career of his wife, Norma, their children, and played an integral role in his success. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I and the Indio City Council, along with my fellow council members, do hereby honor and commend Police Administrative Officer Ben Guitron IV for his remarkable 43 years of service to the city of Indio and Indio Police Department. And witness whereof I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the city of Indio to affix the 4th day of December 2024. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, I just, again, my chief Tully, when I told him, hey, I want to be retired, and he says, this will always be your home. You can leave whenever you want to. Well, I'm not leaving. I left my heart, part of it there, for many reasons. And it is a home. It's a second home, even though I have a home. But I'm very grateful and honored, like I said earlier. But listening for the community, probably would not achieve what I've done because of everybody's support. And so I'm very grateful. May I be remiss that earlier I didn't acknowledge a couple of fellows that said, you better run for council. And that was Marcos and Andres Coronel. Marcos is in San Diego, and Andres had to go to something else. Regardless of those individuals, they have a heart and soul that you would not believe. They're dedicated, but those are many young kids that I've mentored. There's a lot of them out there, because that happened to me. And that's why I return it back. I love helping youth. I love this Youth Advisory Council. I remember Mayor Jackie Bethel, we were at Desert Sands Unified School District, and I saw that the dais had kids up there, and I said, what's the story with that? He goes, we're teaching them leadership, we're teaching them government, we're teaching them how to be participants. And I came back, Jackie, you can do the same thing. So, it has a story, and there's a purpose why it's here, but it's not success without everybody getting involved. So thank you. Thank you, Council.
Thank you.
Some more hardware.
Oh, Ben, we got more. Yes. A little swag bag. Oh, we got to get a picture now. Come on. Now, this is the good stuff. I expect you to be wearing that Tamale Festival shirt.
Can we have him holding the backpack?
Yeah, we can. Here. I'll get this for you.
There you go.
I can just see him carrying that.
Feels like our first day of school.
Class is in session. Let's go.
It's all right.
All right. What an amazing day. Thank all of you for being part of it with us, and thank you for helping us honor some of our electeds, but also honoring some of our retirees. But we have an amazing staff here on place right now, and we're going to be celebrating a lot of great goals and accomplishments here very shortly. So thank all of you for sticking it out with us, and especially our Youth Advisory Council. You're up. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Danica Rodriguez, a 9th grader at Indio High School. We would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to Amado Gutierrez with Savor Concepts and Tacos Amar Otiara food trucks for his generous donation the Friday before Thanksgiving break. He provided a fully catered Thanksgiving feast for all Indio Teen Center members and staff, which included turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, corn on the cob, veggie mix, and dinner rolls. Thank you to Amado and Tony Romero, who connected the center with the generous chef. We are on the final stretch of our blanket drive, which ends this Friday. We encourage everyone to please consider donating blankets to help us help the Eastern Coachella Valley. Donations can be dropped off at the Indio Teen Center until this Friday. Finally, we invite everyone to stop by the city booth at this weekend's Tamale Festival, as the ACT will be manning the booth and selling Tamale Festival merch. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Would you like to be excused, or would you like to stay for the rest of the meeting? Please. We've kept her quite a while. So with that, we'll move on to the next item, which is the city manager reports and information. Mr. Montgomery?
Thank you, Mayor. It seems I just keep discussing events during my report, and I know you'll touch on those as well, but an exciting week coming ahead with our tree lighting on Friday evening at 5 o'clock, the Tamale Festival on Saturday and Sunday. And of course, we have another movie in the park. It's going to be Elf. I say movie in the park. It's at Center Stage on December 11th. But Mayor and Council, as you've all stated, there's just a lot going on by the city staff, and it's an honor to serve with them and to see all the good work that's being done for Ben and Carl that have served so diligently. It's just a great example for all of us. So that's my report, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Montgomery. With that, we'll move on to item number 12, which is the City Council Conflict of Interest disclosures. Does anybody have anything they need to disclose? Okay, thank you. We'll move on to number 13, then is a report on City Council external and internal boards, commissions, and committee meetings, and report on meetings attended per Government Code Section 53232.3D. Mr. Guitron, I know you're here. Do you have anything you'd like to bring up as your first meeting?
Not as reports, just a couple of real quick items.
Sure.
So since my position and being in council and election, I did meet with some business people throughout the city that want to bring businesses and ideas to downtown. So as I move forward, I'll be conveying those to the city manager. And obviously, they're just good words, good news, nothing negative. We're always looking for positive, so we'll keep it coming. But that reaching out already and calling, which I know it has to be filtered and make sure it's all good for Indio. So that's it, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Guitron. Mr. Ortiz?
Thank you, Mayor. First, I just want to say congratulations again to our new council member, Ben Guitron, and also to our mayor on their elections this year. I look forward to working with you all in these following years. I had 2 meetings regarding opportunities for business owners during these past 2 weeks. The first one with UC Riverside, their Palm Desert campus. We discussed some of the opportunities that they have at their campus for business owners and entrepreneurs to be able to take business courses and certification courses. We also talked about the opportunities for our staff to take courses in professional development, one of those opportunities being in project management to help our staff keep up with all of the construction projects going on throughout the city. The second meeting I had with the Chamber of Commerce, so we had a good conversation about how we can move forward in our partnership with the Chamber and what services are the most critical at this point for our business community. Other than that, I just want to remind everyone that our tree lighting ceremony will be this Friday at 5 p.m. And this weekend we'll have our Tamale Festival going. It's going to be Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Miles Park. And we'll have a Selena tribute band on Saturday at 5 o'clock. And then Las Dias, a great local group of singers, will be playing Sunday at 5 p.m. So we hope to see you all there. That's all I have. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. Mr. Furman?
I have a quick one. First of all, I just want to say welcome and congratulations to our new council member and our mayor rotating back into his spot. And I did attend a ribbon cutting for the Al Vasquez Learning Center, which was great. It's a K-12 educational resource for downtown. And Mr. Vasquez was in our community for a long time, so his legacy will continue through the school. And we had opportunity to ribbon cut and walk and do a tour there here on Smurf Street, so that was great. And I also attended the Riverside County Office of Education Student of the Month. We've had 3 students from Indio, one from Shadow Hills, one from Indio, and I don't remember the other one, Mayor, but Amistad, yes. And so it's always great recognizing our students and their accomplishments, and that'll complete my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Furman. Mayor Pro Tem Holmes?
My goodness, reports are short, so I guess I got to keep mine short. Okay. I also attended the Al Vasquez Learning Center ribbon cutting. That's just great to have in the downtown. Really helps the kids K through 12. They really converted what used to be La Prensa into these wonderful classroom opportunities. So Al Vasquez was someone here in the downtown that really cared about the community and cared about the voice of the community. So that was really nice to participate in. Along with Councilmember Furman, we attended the Champions of Hospitality visit Greater Palm Springs, and that's really a wonderful event because it honors all those who serve the public. So all those in the hotels and in the hospitality industry are honored and recognized at this event. It was a full house. There had to be at least 400 people or more there. The hardest working people on the planet are honored and really highly regarded for their service. attended Women's Club luncheon today. It was the end of the year holiday party, and that is an organization that seeks to serve our community in many, many ways. We collected things for the rescue mission. We'll be putting together toys and whatnot for the children, food drives, so on and so forth. As always, we try to earn money for scholarships, for our Empowering Women scholarships. And we really try to reach out and branch out into the community as much as possible. Same as everyone else, tree lighting tomorrow, 5 o'clock, be there. The Tamale Festival, I can't wait. And I keep getting requests. I don't know about the rest of you guys, and I know it may not be possible, but people want that Tamale Festival parade back. That's probably going to be a little bit challenging, but I just today said, when are we going to get they called it our Christmas parade back. So there are people out there that still would like to see the day when we have our parade and bands and celebrating the opening of our Tamale Festival in the holiday season in our community. So for what it's worth, something we can work on for the future. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you. And with that, my report's pretty short also. It's been a short week because of the holidays and that. But we had Sunline Transit Agency, and Sunline had their basic individuals come up, and we talk about the extension of how long it takes to get buses from point A to point B. And so Sunline had their new route come out, and it's been 6 months, so they did the review this week and came up with a couple ways to tweak a couple of the extra routes that going through the heart of Indio, and a couple of the ones coming from Coachella and Palm Springs coming back into where they're meeting at the mall in Palm Desert, and trying to figure out a quicker way to come into that area and get the buses back out, because that's where the kind of the bottleneck is, and they think they have that resolved. They're also working with the city for an extra park and ride over at the transportation center, where they'll bring a bus in where it actually runs on the Route 10, which it goes all the way to Palm Desert, then from there to Palm Springs. So they're looking at adding that onto it. And also they had a conversation with Amith High School about how they can get a route somewhere near there so that some of the students can be able to utilize the bus service after school for some of their extra activities after school and some before school, because a lot of their parents aren't able to give them rides to school. So this gives them another opportunity to be able to attend school or do some other activities and be able to know that there's a ride there to get them back to their house or home. So that was one of them. As the Tamale Festival and the tree lighting, as everyone says, please come out. The tree lighting is also the same days we have in the food truck festival. So you're going to have Tony Romero, God bless her, and all the things that she does. Not only does she does the help with the food trucks, but she also is having a toy drive with the bicycles and everything out for our community. So bring the kids out, enjoy some hot chocolate, see Santa, and at the same time spend some time with your family and watch some of the kids here pick up some gifts and some prizes on behalf of the City of Indio and Satcher Enterprises. And then lastly, I want to thank the city for our beam signing that we had at the golf course. We signed the final beam that went up into the golf course clubhouse. You know, that's over 60 years old. It's one of our new buildings along with all the other ones you see, and it's your tax money being spent back and to make your place a better place to live, which is the City of Indio. So my hat's off to the city and their staff for not only the projects they got going forward, but continuing to keep that in a highlight to let our residents know that tax dollars that they've been given back to us are being invested back into you. So thank you to our staff and thank you to our residents for everything they do. So my part is done, and we'll move on to the next item, which is the appointments. 14.1 is the mayor appointments to external and internal committees, commission, and boards. Has everyone seen the report? And you know, there can be some changes as we go along, but this is pretty much basically what everybody wanted. And anybody have any questions or comments? Mr. Guitron? Yes.
Just had one comment. We discussed it, is the animal shelter. I know as an interim I'll be there, but we're going to look to see another opportunity because it does conflict, but I'm willing to work with you.
Okay.
And respect your wish, but hopefully we can just work that one.
In there, you know, with your support and your knowledge of from our past animal control services that you had, we feel you were the perfect fit, and so we'll look at what we can do.
Thank you.
And you're our Mountain Conservancy person, right? I am. So does anybody else have any questions, Mr. Ortiz? Anyone? Do we need to make a motion on this and everything? Okay. Anybody can make a motion?
I'll motion to approve.
Do we have a second? Okay. We have a second. First by Ortiz and second by Mayor Pro Tem Holmes. Please cast your vote. up on the top. Yeah. Passed unanimously 5-0. Thank you very much. And now we'll move on to our next appointment, which is 14.2, which is the Coachella Valley Mountain Conservancy. We have to vote on this. This is separate. Our representative is Mayor Pro Tem Holmes. So we would like to put her back on it. It's because it's a different commission through the state of California. We have to vote on it separate, kind of like we do the Mosquito Abatement District. And so is there any comments or questions?
No comments, but I'd like to make a motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, we've got a first and a second by Mr. Furman, and a second by Mr. Ortiz. Please vote. Passed unanimously 5-0. With that, we'll move on to item number 15, which is the consent calendar. We have 15.1 through 15.12. Does anybody like to pull any of the items or have any questions or comments on them?
Just like to pull 15.9.
15.9. Is it just a quick question you want to bring on to us?
Just about 3 points, sir.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. In direction to our chief, and I think Chief Erica Martinez, I don't know if she's here as well, but the first question would be, is what can Prop 172 monies be used for besides what we're investing right now?
Well, Councilman Guitron, it's Chief of Police Brian Tully that will respond. We use that as a half-cent sales tax that it was dedicated many years ago to support public safety services in general.
Yeah. And what is our current balance at this time, if you know off the top of your head?
The current balance is approximately 1.4 million in the balance.
And where this investment will be using how much of it per the staff report?
In this one, for this consulting service, it would be $197,500.
That's what's needed. Thank you so much, Chief. I appreciate it. My reason for that is to remind the investment that's being done for the public safety. And I know that Councilman Wayman had pushed that about seeing a public safety campus. I remember that, and I know Mayor Miller did the same and the council did the same. We have to recognize these investments because it's not something light. It's the investment of safety for the city. And I know it's easy, we trust each other, it's not a lack of trust or anything else. When these big ticket items come up, we need to talk about them for about a few minutes. That's my viewpoint. That way the public understands the sacrifice and hard work everybody does, from the council to the front line of our community. And so we also need to know, because it's still not a done project. And so at the end of the day, it's about Indio and its safety. Without safety, we can't have everything that we just talked about, how rich we are, how strong moving we are moving forward. And so thank you so much, Chief, with the respects. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Is there anyone else have any comments or questions? Would anybody like to approve the consent calendar?
So moved.
First by Mayor Pro Tem Holmes. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Ortiz. Please vote. Passed unanimously 5-0. Thank you very much. We'll move on to our last item, which is 16, which is our public hearing, which is 16.1, resolution number 10472, amending resolution number 10401, 227. It's authorizing the preparation and submittal of an application for participation in the state's pro-housing designation program. Mr. Razo? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Razo is not here today, unfortunately, but I will be presenting in his place.
Thank you.
So my name is Kendra Reef, Principal Planner. Tonight I'm going to be presenting the amendment to resolution number 10401, authorizing the preparation and submittal of an application for participation in the state's pro-housing designation program. So the City of Indio Housing and Neighborhood Services Division is seeking approval to amend the previously approved pro-housing program designation application for participation in the California HCD Pro-Housing Designation Program. So the Housing Neighborhood Services Division previously presented and received unanimous approval for resolution number 10400, Pro-Housing Plan, and resolution number 10401, Pro-Housing Designation Application, authorizing staff to prepare, finalize, and submit an application for participation in the California Housing and Community Development's Pro-Housing Designation Program at the City of Indio City Council meeting on November 1st, 2023. Prior to staff's ability to submit the application, HCD released updated guidance. So in order to move forward with submitting our updated application, we had to come back before you guys and request approval to include the new guidelines into our application. So that's the only change. The change in language that HCD released is on page 2 of the staff report if you'd like to review it. Those are the only changes. Everything else is remaining the same as to what was previously approved November 1st of 2023.
Any questions of Kendra?
I have one question. This might be more for the city manager. I know we're going to be bringing back some potential policy changes for short-term rentals. If any of those benefit our pro-housing application, are we able to amend it after again, or is there any reason we might want to wait to see those changes and then submit the application?
It's a good question. What's being proposed and discussed, as we adopted that STR ordinance and exercised it over the last year and a half, we found some issues that need to be addressed, and then the council members brought up another one. I think we've met all of the requirements to receive the pro-housing designation, so there's no need to wait and add to make sure we receive it, but the efforts would certainly help with the intent of the pro-housing. So I think that's something to argue as we bring that forward, that we're only furthering and implementing the action that we're asking you to take this evening.
Okay. If we do end up making policy changes that favor that, are we able to still amend it if it hasn't been approved yet?
That's a good question. I would assume so.
Yes, we're able to, and we're just hopefully getting approval tonight to submit the application. It's going to be a collaborative process with HCD from now until that approval time. So there's going to be a handful of comments back and forth where they'd like to see revisions and things of that nature.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
When you talk about amended, in what way?
So one of the conversations that I'm going to be bringing back up now that we have a new council is looking at limits for short-term rentals, and more specifically limits on full-time short-term rentals. I think last time what I proposed was grandfathering in the full-time short-term rentals that are there now, but limiting any future ones in our neighborhoods to owner-occupied homes. So they'd be families that live in the home, but they can make extra income off the short-term rentals instead of having, let's say, a corporation come in and they're renting it out full-time. And so I'd like to see some limits on that, and that could potentially make a stronger application.
Okay. I just want to see where you're going with it. Any other questions? Okay. With that, I'll open the public hearing. Do we have anybody that wishes to speak on this item?
None, Mayor.
Anybody in the audience like to speak on this item? With that, we'll close.
I'm sorry, Mayor. Yes, we do have someone on Zoom.
Okay.
I would like to speak on this. And the name is Ian Gabriel. Ian, you have 3 minutes.
And we'll open the public hearing back up.
Ian, are you able to unmute yourself?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Sorry about that. Thank you so much. Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, and city staff. I'm Ian Gabriel. I'm the Director of Collective Impact at Lift to Rise. We're a nonprofit organization based upon of over 70 partners to radically increase the supply of affordable housing across the entire Coachella Valley. I'm here tonight to express my strong support for staff's recommendation for the City of Indio to amend the resolution number 10401, authorizing the preparation and submittal of an application for participation in the state's pro-housing designation program. If successful, Indio would be the first city in the Coachella Valley to earn this designation, which would make it easier for affordable housing projects to secure competitive state funding that is often very difficult to come by. Earning this designation would also further establish the City of Indio as a regional leader in meeting the needs of its residents in terms of housing affordability and housing stability. I just wanted to offer, it sounds like you all have it pretty under control, but Lift to Rise has also hosted several pro-housing designation workshops with different Coachella Valley cities and representatives from California Housing and Community Development Department. We're very familiar with the new permanent regulations and the application process, and one of our goals is to help support as many Coachella Valley cities as possible to apply for and earn the designation. So I'm here to offer Lift to Rise's support should staff need any assistance with the application. and I encourage the City Council to vote in line with staff's recommendation. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, Mr. Gabriel. Thank you for your comments. Anyone else wishing to speak, Sabdi?
No more, Mayor.
Anybody in the audience? Okay, we'll close the public hearing again. What's the pleasure of the council?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 10472, amending resolution number 10401, authorizing city staff to finalize and submit an application for participation in California Housing and Community Development HCD Pro Housing Designation Program, authorizing the city manager to negotiate and execute any and all documents to effectuate this purpose in determining the proposed project and categorically exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act, known as CEQA, Guidelines Section 15061B3.
I'll second that, Ben.
Got a first by Councilmember Firmus, second by Councilmember Guitron. Please vote. Pass unanimously, 5-0. Thank you, Kendra. Thank you for your help and support. With that, we'll move on to item number 17, which is public comments for items not on the agenda. Do we have anybody to speak besides Mr. Meza? Al?
Yes. Ben?
Senor?
We be talking 2-3 hours usually. Anyway. Okay. Gentlemen, good night. You know, I was reading, and I just don't want to. Tamale Festival is 32 years for you guys, 34 years for David Hernandez and the 15 families that we put the Tamale Festival together. You know, for years and years, the Indio Hotel was the place where where the Tamale Festival come alive. We were there having dinner, those 15 families, and we decided to put the Tamale Festival together. Anymore, out of those 15 families, only 4 people still alive. Bessie Hernandez, Rose Valenzuela, my wife, and myself. For years and years, and I asked Mr. Ortiz and some of you guys, we've been asking. Now is the theater where the Indio Hotel was for the people who we've been living here all our life. So I didn't ask you to put the name and the whole name in the theater, but I figured we should make a plaque. Because, you know, actually when we put the Tamale Festival, Elaine, the downtown was dying. Isn't that true? So we decided the downtown had a day festival, and we still decide to put it in downtown because we want to have downtown merchants and everything else. So I think it's fair just to make a plaque. You don't have to put my name, but David Hernandez was a city councilman, mayor. He was part of the fairgrounds. He worked for the city most of his life. So I believe that he's not asking for too much to just put a plaque where the Tamale Festival.
Where it all started?
Right. You know, and maybe I'm wrong, but actually we did a lot help economically to the city of Indio when we made the Tamale Festival, and was a hell of a deal with the city council, with everything. Ben can tell you we go through hell to be able to put it together because they didn't want us. Actually, too many Mexicans were going to eat tamales in that time. No offense. In that time, we were too white. We were too white in the city of Indio to have a Tamale Festival, and things are changing, so it's just asking and keep it in mind. And like I told you, Oscar, but thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mason.
Have a beautiful Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll see you next year.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Brian, can we add that? Talk about what we do with the Tamale Festival and how maybe we can honor the whole group one time. Look into what we can do about bring them back to our roots and people that started it all.
You bet. A real key would just make sure we don't leave anybody out. That's the risk when we think. So helping us with that as staff, certainly there'll be a place somewhere in the center stage area or even separately on that site.
Or even
for some recognition. Sure.
Or even during the Tamale Festival, letting people know where it all started. Yeah. We always have something there, it is true, Al. I mean, there's a lot of people that have made this city great, and you know, sometimes we forget where we came from as it goes on. So, thank you for always keeping and reminding us.
The other thing that we can do, again, it's just a recommendation, is people are using the QR codes. It could have something brief. They can scan it. That's something that cities are doing to help deter vandalism, theft, and so forth. Not that we want to do that. I mean, Mr. Dave Hernandez was not just a business owner, he was a member of council. And then not only that, his shop still exists across the street. It's still there, his barber shop. It was easy for him to go to the council meetings. So I think it's something to do. I think we have many things that we want to memorialize, but I think if we use one as a model, Mr. Mayor, I think you're correct. So
Wonderful. Anybody else, Lupe or Sabdi, that wants to speak? Anybody? All right. With that, we will adjourn the meeting at 6:50. Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy Hanukkah. Happy New Year's to all of you. Be safe. Tree lighting, Tamale Festival starting Friday night, 5 o'clock.